Hi folks, welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a review on the DM002 that I've already done a review on one, but I got sent the wrong one, so I didn't get a camera with it, and basically I added my own. But this time I've ordered another one, and I actually did get the camera with it. On this one, I decided to get it in white, the FPV version, and the reason why is because I can find a white one a lot easier than I can find a black one in the grass or you know, wherever I'm flying it. So this is it. You get a white controller with it as well, which is this thing here. You get the usual stuff, you know, battery, propellers, charger, all that kind of stuff. You know, it's basically the same as any other quadcopter. You got your controller there, which is much the same as the black one. It will even bind to the different colour models. There's absolutely no difference in it at all, other than it being white. I'll just put that there for a bit. So this time I've got the right camera with it. I've already built it, as you can see, and it's much the same as it you know, as the black one. The only thing I will say about the camera is these antennas, especially on this one, it bends very easily, very easily. It's not like, say, like the Eachine TX05. That one's quite thick, but this one is really fragile and thin. I can honestly see this, because I've had to bend it back a couple of times. I can honestly see it after a few more attempts that it will actually break off. I'm not sure if I can solder the other type on there, I think the dipole type, and convert it. I know these ones give better reception over a long distance, but they're quite vulnerable. Now I know there's a cage that you can probably make that goes over the top of it, but I'm not sure whether that will interfere with the signal, because they look like copper to me, and well, I don't know, it just seems like it could have an effect on it. I could be wrong though. But yeah, this is the white one. So the reason being, I've kept all the blades the same colour as well. On my black one, I did actually change the front two for white blades. So I've got 2 white blades and 2 black blades. So the idea is that if I do line of sight, it'll be easier to see because of the white blades, obviously the steering and everything. But on this one, it's going to be solely for FPV. The other one I can swap out to FPV, but I'll have to solder one of these low C connectors onto it to convert it. But this one's solely for FPV. The camera moves up and down, so the yaw's still the same on this. It's very slow, or there's a delay in it, but I think that's a trait that's on all of these. You kind of get used to it after a while, you know. You just bimble about, and you have to allow for it, kind of thing. It doesn't seem so bad when you're flying slow, but again, you know, it's something you get used to. It's annoying, but you get used to it. The aerial I've mounted through this little hole downwards, just to give me a bit better range, because originally it lies across the flight board and it sort of pokes out the back. So I've just poked it out the side, as I do with all my tiny quadcopters, just to improve the signal range, and it does seem to work. So yeah, but I actually broke one of the wires trying to fit, I think it was this one, trying to fit the prop guard on, because I did buy a prop guard for this. In fact, it's here, but I don't like it. It's really hard to get on and off, and the props only just miss the top. I have seen people on YouTube that actually cut these bits off, so it's just this bit sitting on there, you know. But I may do that, I don't know. But the reason I broke the wire was I decided I didn't like it, because I've always had to adjust it, so that, because, you know, like, as soon as you hit something, the blade would hit the prop guard, and then you'd bend it back out again, and then the other one be misshapen. Because look, I mean, it's so flexible, you know. It's virtually pointless. So yeah, I took the motor out, because this is really hard to get off. And as I did it, I pulled it a little bit too much, and the wire broke in half. So I managed to sort that out, and it all works fine now. Yeah, the camera, I can't remember if the camera's, yeah, I think the camera's 2500 and 200 milliwatt. I've got mine set on 25. It's quite good. It's not too bad. The latency's all right, and that, and it's easy enough to tune. I got it set at B3, which is my chosen channel, and I don't seem to have a problem on any of my quads on that. As an indoor flyer, I don't know. See, the trouble with the EO13, the Eachine EO13, is it's very docile, and you know, it doesn't respond to the transmitter quick enough. But this one seems to do the opposite. It's, you know, it's too manoeuvrable for indoors, even on low rates. So I think this is going to be mainly an outdoor flyer. It's okay if you've got a big house and with big rooms, but for, you know, for a small little flat, it's nigh impossible really. It's just got too much sort of, you know, yaw and pitch to even on low rates to kind of manoeuvre. I mean, I suppose if you're good enough you could do it, but you know, I bought this to learn FPV, and I'll get in there. I can fly from one room to another now, and I can fly in one room and sort of turn round and all that, you know, go forward, backwards, turn, you know. But ideally it does still suck, but I am getting there. Yeah, so a 300 milliamp an hour battery gives you about 4 minutes flight, maybe 5. Lights start blinking, which is really annoying, because as soon as you go full throttle on it, even for a second, you get an LVC warning. All these lights come up, they blink, and it kind of throws you off, because you can see it along the arms through the goggles, and it's kind of off-putting. And then once that starts happening, you don't know whether it's LVC warning or whether it's just, you know, the battery doing it for the sake of doing it, you know. So it's a bit awkward. So you'll have to try and you know, what I do is, as soon as the motor starts getting a bit weak, then I'll just come into land. Now then I know that it's not got long left. But you usually get a warning before that anyway. But yeah, I mean, this is how you tidy it up. You put the camera through those little pinching things there, and it goes underneath through the hole where the main lead comes out of, and you just kind of tidy it up in there, sort of like wrap it round so it's all tidied. I put my my wires around the arms rather than through it, because the instruction manual tells you to plug it straight in and then kind of thread it through the middle. But the thing I didn't like about that was, you know, if it's sprung up and the motor comes round, it will chop it off. So what I did was I wrapped it round the arm just once and then plugged it in. Now that's impossible. The wire's too tight to go any higher than that for the props to cut it. So, and also if I land it in bushes or stuff like that, as I pull it out, I know, you know, always being careful, but I know that it's not going to snag and rip it out. So that's why I did that. But yeah, it's a good little quad. Seems pretty quick. You could fly it in moderate winds, I suppose, up to 5 miles an hour on full, you know, like on rate 3. The camera angle's okay, you know, it's adjustable, so that's okay, but just be really careful with that antenna. Anyway, I've got this battery on charge. I'll quickly whack it on and then you can see. Alright, so there's my channel, B3. I've got it on 25 milliwatts, that's that single stripe there. So you get your flashing lights, you switch on the old controller, you bind it up, down. Now what I do is, to save a bit of battery, I get rid of the lights. So what I do is I'll press the rate button for a long time and that switches that off. So now you got no light warning except for when you go full throttle. That button there is your flips. I think you press down for headless mode, but I never use that. So, and I think you press that for a lot 3 seconds, and that's your return to home. But again, I don't bother with any of that. But yeah, all working fine. Seems to lift a 400 milliamp an hour battery. Nice. I don't know about one of them long 500 milliamp an hour batteries. I know it'll lift it, but I'm not sure how it'll fly with it. But yeah, that's basically it. Nice little beginner's quad. You know, I mean, it's not going to handle as good as some of the more expensive ones, but at least you don't have to go and beta flight and clean flight and all that. You know, it's just, you can't do acro on it or anything like that. It's just a simple, you know, just a simple camera drone really, but proper FPV. So yeah, and these frames are quite strong. You know, I've crashed it a few times and haven't done any harm to it. You get 4 spare props, so yeah, you know, good value for money. And you might want to consider, if you're thinking about getting one, remember white, it'd be easier to find in grass and, you know, well, pretty much anywhere, whereas the black one's going to be a little bit difficult. I know, because I've dropped my black one before and it took a while to find it, but I did find it in the end. But that made me think, well, if this was white, I would have found it a lot quicker. So there you have it. Anyway, that's the DM002. Great quadcopter for the money. 26 quid I think there are at the moment on Banggood and probably various other sites. It's worth it just for the camera and the motors on its own, because you know, the motors will cost you a tenner. The camera itself would probably cost you about £18. So, you know, for an extra 6 quid you got yourself a free quadcopter with a transmitter and all the other gear that goes with it. So anyway, yeah, that was my little second review on the DM002, but the white one. Okay, well anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Okay, see you later, bye.